Jim Nailon, liturgical guitarist. I'm going to share my arrangement of the hymn, O Worship the King. I'll play through it first and then we'll go back through and talk about it. Also, I'm capoed up a fret because I tune my guitar down a half step so I can reach some higher notes as a baritone. So I'm in standard tuning and standard. So. So I started out just wanting to make a real simple arrangement of this, and then I got a little carried away, found it worked in at least 2 keys, and so I had fun with it. And the first verse in each key is a little less intense than the verse that follows it. So I put, there's no bar chords or really anything hardly getting out of the first position here, so it's not a hard piece, but it's got a lot of variation in there. And again, I consider my pieces sketches, so if you want to just follow the basic one and add your own style to it, go for it. Okay, well let's get started on this. One interesting thing about it, most of the old hymns, oh now this isn't in the Catholic hymnals that I have access to, but I'm a convert, as I've mentioned many times before, and it's in my old Baptist hymnal, it's in the Methodist hymnal, the Lutheran hymnals that I have, and an evangelical hymnal that I have, older ones. So it's more of, I don't know why it didn't get into the Catholic liturgy, but it's a beautiful old classic hymn. Originally it was attributed to Joseph, or Johann Haydn, brother of Joseph Haydn, but more modern research has shown that it's actually attributed to a composer, Joseph Martin Krauss. So let's go through it now. So starting out, the first verse is pretty easy. G, then it changes to C, D. Be a little softer on this second note, that That's not part of the melody. G. Second line now. Now we get into the third phrase of the song, and there's some intensity that starts building here. Let's see. So in that phrase there, you might want to use a crescendo. So starting there in measure 8, the last note of measure 8. But just with little variations. So then the second verse in the key of G starts on measure 17. And now we kind of get a little bass, keep putting some extra chords in, getting some bass motion in there for interest. Make those fills a little softer than the melody. So your melody's, oh, worship the King, glorious above. Like D7 now, going to the second page, a little run in tenths here. So you got a double scale going on. D chord in measure 25. This is my favorite part in the whole arrangement, I think. So that phrase, you want to be real careful putting your little finger down on the 5th fret of the 5th string, because you're going to pluck the open 4th string. And if you're not careful, you're going to mute, and you want all these notes to ring. There's going to be some dissonance here, but you want that. That's the intensity that I'm after. And then that A minor 7th at the end of the first line there. Now that would normally be a D7. But I just like the sound of that, so I changed the harmony a little bit. I'll do that again in the 4th verse. So, but I like the sound, the tonal quality of that, or the sound of it. But anyway, so that you can make a lot out of that. But those last 4 measures of the first line on page 2, and I pluck that with my right hand. I'm using my first finger on the melody and my thumb on the bass. So I'm alternating here. You can see right, first finger, thumb. And then I change strings to open. And back. Then second line there, measure 29. Bass, a little interest. Now you hit the F natural there, which is the G, gives you the G7. So we're going to modulate to the key of C now. So measure 31, the second line of the second page, we're in C. Little arpeggio up. And we're just doing a short F chord in this. You don't have to do any barring in this song. And a G with the... And then lift the finger off, then C. first finger on the first fret of the first string. Then that same kind of run in tenths. It's just a fifth G B, a fourth higher. Okay, and then measure 41 on the G chord. Now this is interesting because now you're the bass motion that's building the intensity there. You're alternating between the G, and you got to kind of watch the notes there to keep that straight. It feels fairly natural to me, but it may or may not be to you. We'll see. So let's try that again. So, in that case, of course, my thumb's playing all these bass notes. My fingers and fingering, since the melody's on the upper three strings, I use my first finger on the third string, second finger on the second string, and first finger on the first string. Or third finger, I'm sorry, third finger on the first string. That's standard operating procedure for finger picking. Occasionally you have to break the rules, like back up in measure 25. I'm bringing my first finger down to the fourth string. Anyway. But, so moving on, let's see. Last line in page 2, the C chord. And then you can slide on this first finger. And so the melody here is in sixths, or harmony in sixths. So, we got a double run going down there. Bass is the open D, and then the B on the second fret of the fifth string, and then the last verse. The last verse we go more into block chords at the start to really increase the intensity. There's that run, and then F. So, now you have a decision to make, to roll or not to roll. That's personal preference. I tend to overdo the roll. Some people so you can play these chords either straight, like at the, say measure 49, the first chord on page 3. That's straight, plucking all 4 fingers at once, or thumb and 3 fingers. And then the second beat, you just pluck 3. You don't hit the bass note again. That sounds all right. You may want to roll some of these. Roll that first one. I'm kind of quickly arpeggiating them, going thumb 1, 2, 3. Some people can do that easy. I have one student that never could get that down. We worked on it, tried getting going faster, but he never got it to where it would just roll off like that. So you don't have to roll, but if you do, probably a good idea not to roll everything, which sometimes I do. So anyway, now that time I rolled the first one over, then straight, straight, then roll, straight, straight, roll, straight, roll. Now we're done with rolling for a while. Now the bass motion on this run this time is going to add some interest, some other notes besides the root and the fifth. We're going to this D chord here, so the bass goes boom. So it's kind of got its own little melody going there. So starting on measure 57, yeah, second measure of line 2 in that last page. And first and second fingers go down on the, there. And then a D7, then G or B, and C. And then here again, I've changed the harmony a little bit. A D minor 7 mostly. And lift off that first string, then the open G, and then pretty straightforward the last line. And so you can see the bass movement follows in, even in that last line, the so I try to throw in things like, you know, bass parts and different stuff whenever I can. I had a lot of fun arranging this, a lot more than I was anticipating. I only thought I'd get 1 or 2 verses and 1 key, but it grew on me. It's a free arrangement. Have fun with it. Play it in whatever key you like. It's often sung in the key of A major, but so G would be the most useful key for you if you're accompanying. You just bump your capo up 2 frets. And I think that's all I have on that one. Yep. Okay. Well, I pray God blesses your playing, and I wish you peace. Look for more arrangements on liturgicalguitarist.com. God bless.